Habari ya jioni, natumai kwamba uko vyema. Niko hapa na ndugu yangu Miguda. Miguda, habari gani?
Niko salama kakangu,
Mm.
niko vyema, niko mzima, labda za kwako.
Mi kwangu niko vyema, ilhali tu ni hali ya maisha na kutafuta. Najua ni kila kitu ambacho kila mtu wa kawaida tu anafanya. Hebu niambie, jana sikupata nafasi kukuwa katika kipindi, sijui mlikuwa vipi na mlizungumzia nini na mlijifunza nini?
Jana haukupata nafasi ya kujiunga na sisi, na vile vile sisi pia tupata nafasi ya kujiunga sisi kibinafsi, na tukazungumzia mambo ya vijana, tukazungumzia mambo ya katibu mkuu wa
Wa
ODM
chama cha
kujiunga na wale wapinzani,
aha.
na tukasema ya kwamba kuna vitu ambaye anafaa kufanya. Kwanza anafaa aunde team strong ama team kali, na vile vile anafaa aunde chama chake ipatie nguvu na maarufu. Lakini cha muhimu tulizungumza mambo ya vijana, ya kwamba vijana hao ndio watafanya uamuzi, na wanaweza fanya tu uamuzi kama wamejiunga kama vijana, bila kubagua vijana wenzao kwa msingi ya ukabila ama kwa msingi ya jinsia. Hayo ndio maneno tulizungumzia jana.
Na wazungumuze kwa katika kauli moja, wakuwe na kauli moja ambao watazungumza nao, waseme kwamba sisi hichi ndio kauli chetu ambapo sisi tumechukua. Miguda, kabla tujaendelea kwa mazungumzo ya leo, unajua kuna jambo lipo hapa, vita ya dunia. Kuna wale wadadisi wa siasa wakongwe wanasema kwamba ienda ikawa tukawa na vita ya dunia kwa sababu kwa ile mambo ambayo imetokea katikati ya serikali ya Marekani na Iran na vile vile serikali ya Israel pale. Na unaona kwamba kuna mashambulizi ambayo zimefanyiwa katika zile nchi za Waarabu sana sana na Iran. Unajua wanachapa zile eneo kambi za jeshi ambazo ziko na zile za United States ama tuseme kwamba za Marekani, na vile vile Marekani pia wamefanya shambulizi. Netanyahu pia amefanya shambulizi. Leo nilikuwa nimeona kuna ingine imefanywa Lebanon. We unaona ili jambo litaisha kweli ama itakuwa ni vita za kila mara na kwa mara, na labda solution inaweza kuwa ni nini?
Vita ya dunia si jambo la rahisi, na pia si jambo la mtu anaweza tabiri ya kwamba huenda ukaisha ama huenda ukaendelea. Lakini kinajua ya kwamba kila siku tunapoamka napata mambo mageni, mambo mapya, na kile kigeni mpaka sasa hivi ya kwamba Russia wamejiunga katika hii vita. Na sasa hivi pia Russia wamejiunga na pia wako miongoni ya wale wanaopigana katika hii vita. Naona vile vile nchini Amerika wamefanya yao yote kuhakikisha kwamba wameua yule aliyekuwa kiongozi shupavu wa Iran. Sasa hivi siwezi tabiri ya kwamba huenda ikaisha ama huenda ukaendelea. Kenya nasema tu tumekuwepo na mazoezi hapo awali. Unakumbuka tumekuwepo na mazoezi katika nchi ya Ukraine na Russia. Tumekuwepo na mazoezi hapo Iran awali, na vile siku zinaendelea bado tunapata ujumbe ya kwamba vita haijakamilika, vita haijaisha. So mimi nasema tu bado ni vita inaendelea, na vile vile nasema tu ni vita huenda ikakuwa vita ya dunia ya tatu, na pia ienda ikakuwa katika historia juu unajua haya yote yamefanyika, kuna historia tumejenga, kama hii mambo ya kuua huyu Ayatollah, mambo ya Lebanon kuvamiwa, mambo ya Russia kuingia katika hiyo vita, mambo ya Ukraine kupigana Russia. Haya yote ni historia. Sasa wakati tutapata utulivu
Mm.
hapo mbele, itakuwa
Mhm.
kama historia. Sasa tunasema ya kwamba hata katika karne ya 21
Mm.
kulikuwepo na vita, na hiyo
Yeah.
vita ilikuwa vita ya missiles,
Yeah.
nuclear, ambayo watu
Nuclear.
walikuwa wanapigana na nuclear. Sasa kama nchi yako
Mm.
hawana nuclear, au
Mm.
wewe huwezi jivunia kwamba ulikuwa moja ya hawa bingwa
Mm.
wa ulimwengu.
Unajua, umezungumzia kwamba kuna historia ambayo imewekwa, lakini hujazungumzia historia ambayo pia ni kubwa sana katika vita za ulimwengu. Unajua, vita ambazo tuseme kwamba Amerikani wamejihusisha nazo, unapata kwamba hakuna wale ambao walikuwa wako nao katika vita wamejaribu kufuatilia ama kupiga mabomu eneo zao, lakini unapata kwamba Iran wamejaribu, kwa sababu hakuna siku ambapo tangu watu waanza kupigana kwamba hizo makombora zimeingia Tel Aviv katika pale nchi ya Netanyahu, lakini unaona kwamba Iran walijaribu sana wakapiga pale, wakawa na majengo fulani yalikuwa yamepigwa pale, na vilevile unaona kwamba kuna ile upimana wa nguvu na ile kwamba watu walikuwa wanasema kwamba Amerika ndio ubabe wa dunia. Ni kama ni kitu ambacho saa hizi nchi kama Iran wamedhubutu, wanasema kwamba wataenda nao vita kwa vita. Hii inaashiria nini katika teknolojia na dunia ambayo inakuja, ama dunia ambayo inakuja kwa siku zijazo?
Swali nzuri sana. Hiyo swali lako ni swali nzuri sana. Kwanza
Mm.
kabisa, lazima uelewe ya kwamba kama tuko na vita, hasa
Mm.
hizi vita vya ulimwengu, juu tumekuwepo nazo mara mbili, tumekuwepo na ile ya kwanza na ya pili.
Yeah.
Ukiitazama historia vizuri, unapata ya kwamba hata wakati kilianzia kina Germany,
Mhm.
wale wahusika wa vita ya kwanza na wahusika wa vita ya pili,
Mm.
kuna consequences
Mm.
walipata baadaye.
Mm.
Walipata kuhukumiwa na
Mm.
kimataifa. Kuna zile mpaka sasa hivi Germany haijapata nafasi ya kuwa bingwa katika kitaifa. So
Mm.
unapata ya kwamba wakati unapojifanya ati wewe ni shujaa ama wewe ni bingwa wa vita, lazima
Mhm.
uangalie kwamba baada ya miaka mingine
Mm.
uko mbele, utakuwepo ama hutakuwepo. Sasa
Utakuwa.
ukipata Amerikani wametulia,
Mhm.
hawataki kujipiga kifua, si ati ni
Mm.
wajinga.
Mm.
Tunapata hata wakati huo walikuwa na uwezo, lakini rais alipokuwa katika mamlaka, naweza kumbuka ile ya Wilson,
Mhm.
wakati Wilson alikuwa rais, nadhani hiyo vita ya kwanza ama ya pili,
Yeah.
alijaribu na mbinu zote kuhakikisha kwamba wasijiunge katika hiyo vita. Vile sasa hivi Trump anajaribu na mbinu zote. Unapata
Mhm.
baada ya vita
Yeah.
lazima maisha yaendelee. Baada ya vita lazima nchi iendelee.
Mhm.
Lakini hatuwezi pigana kana kwamba kesho hakuna
Mm.
Amerika ama
Hakuna.
kesho hakuna Kenya. Lazima
Yeah.
upigane, lakini wakati uko katika vita lazima
Mhm.
ukuwe responsible. You
Mm.
should fight as you are responsible. So mi naona tu ya kwamba wanajaribu tu kuwa tu makini, wataki kufanya makosa wale marafiki zao walifanya hapo awali. Unapata sasa hivi Germany haijawahi amuka tena kama bingwa katika kitaifa. Sana ni tu mimi nadhani tu ni mambo na unajaribu kuwa tu na ujususi yako, na vile vile unajaribu kuwa tu yule mwerevu. Alafu
Mm.
mambo na teknolojia, nasema
Mm.
ulimwengu pale tumefika, watu washaenda mbele sana. Sasa
Mm.
hivi wase wanapigana na hiyo nuclear bombs, lakini
Mm.
sisi bado kuna wanajeshi
Mhm.
huko katika nchi kavu. Unapata kwamba pia sisi tunafaa kusema ya kwamba bado tuko nyuma sana, na hatufai kupiga kelele sana kama Wakenya ama Waafrika. Tunafaa kuhakikisha kwamba
Yeah.
tumejiunga na dunia pale dunia
Mm.
wako, na vile
Mm.
vile pia sisi tuanze kusoma vile watu kupigana na hizi mambo za teknolojia. Kenya naweza sema tu ya mwisho ni ya kwamba mambo ya teknolojia siwezi
Mhm.
puuza.
Mm. Mm.
Teknolojia ni mambo ambayo inakimbia kwa kasi sana.
Mhm.
Kama umechelewa huko nyuma utashtuka.
Mm.
Mambo yanaenda kwa kasi sana katika teknolojia.
Ni kweli, ukizungumzia sana mambo ya teknolojia unapata kwamba nchi kama Marekani na nchi zingine ambazo tunasema kwamba wameendelea sana kiteknolojia, saa hizi unapata kwamba wanaekeza kwa akili bandia, kwa lugha ya kimombo tunaita AI. hapo ndo unapata wanawekeza sana. Hata wale ambao wamesoma ama wale ambao wako na uzoefu katika akili bandia wanapata mpunga mingi zaidi, kwa sababu hapo ndio dunia inaelekea. Na hii inanikumbusha siku moja Adan Duale, huyo ni waziri wa afya, kuna siku alisema kwamba Wakenya hawawezi kubali kwamba rais wa Marekani akuja achukue rais wetu President William Ruto. Alikuwa anajua Kenya alikuwa anasema, ama ilikuwa tu ni ile tu mambo ya siasa?
Duale ni mwanasiasa. Duale alikuwa anapiga siasa bonoko, siasa za kawaida, hizi za kienyeji hapa nchini. Amerika wakiamua ama Trump akiamua nataka Ruto leo usiku atamchukua hata sasa hivi within 2 minutes. Juu ulisikia Kenya yule waziri wa defense alisema ya kwamba usidhubutu kutishia mwana raia wa Amerika pahali popote nchini. Watakuja, watakuvamia, hata wana apology na watakuua. Na they don't even have any apology. Na hiyo ni ukweli. Si chocha. Unajua, wacha nikwambie kitu moja brother Benson. Mimi pia inafuata hizi vita za dunia kwa makini sana. Kuna wakati Trump alisema ya kwamba wale watu wa Iran watapata uhuru. Na akasema ya kwamba watafanya kitu. Na ikachukua masaa matatu Ayatollah kauliwa. They never hesitated. So whatever they have said right now from the defense minister, they are not going to ever to hesitate, because by the time Trump makes some pronouncements, though you can disagree and agree with me, but me, I'm speaking of the realistic point of view. There are some things that he actually means. And by the time he's making statement, already he has plotted and he has got information that these people are striking. Actually, he was informed that we are striking here and the Ayatollah is here and we are going to kill him. Then he gave them a green light. Go ahead. Then he was making a statement with already informed decisions. So if someone tells you that Duale akisema ya kwamba Ruto hawezi chukuliwa, Duale ni kama yeye siasa zake za siasa za kawaida. Siasa za Duale ni kama siasa za Junet rafiki yangu. Siasa za kawaida.
Siasa zile za unasema kwamba siasa za bonoko ni
siasa za bonoko.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Miguda, for taking your time to be here. And also we are taking this opportunity to thank Makobura for also joining us on the comment section. And everyone who is watching us, we want to say thank you so much. This is Brother Benson. If you're new here, just subscribe to the channel so that when we are having a conversation like this, the YouTube will notify you. Miguda, before we go into the main discussion, let me try and play some video here and see what the video has for us.
The decision of the National Executive Committee of the party and the Central Committee on the decisions that they have taken in their last 3 sittings. The Executive Director of the party brought them up to speed on the resolutions of those 2 organs of the party, and the parliamentary group endorsed the decisions of the 2 organs of the party. The PG also agreed that they will strengthen the party, and then they will make it vibrant, and they will maintain every parliamentary seat that they occupy today, either in the National Assembly or in the Senate under ODM, and make it more. We want to increase our numbers in the next general election from what we have today. And we are telling any party that we are associating with, any party in this country that wants to associate with us, our parliamentary numbers are not negotiable. We can negotiate on anything, but not on our parliamentary strength. The parliamentary group meeting also endorsed the decision of the NEC to give mandate to our party leader to start the process of negotiation with the party, with other parties, with like-minded parties, starting with the UDA party. under the way the Central Committee and the NEC Committee, the NEC Committee approved. The parliamentary group also endorsed the decision to have the National Delegates Conference on 27th of March, 27th of this month. And from Friday, the party will communicate and give the 21-day notice that is required in law. The parliamentary group also agreed to receive the report of the 10-point agenda on Tuesday. Tuesday is which date? Which date is that? The report of the 10-point agenda is it on 10th? Tuesday is 10th. On 10th, yes, Tuesday, at a broad-based parliamentary group meeting that will be held at KICC on Tuesday, where members from both sides of Kenya Kwanza and ODM will receive the report. Then from there, the public will be told on what progress the report has made, what has been achieved, what has not been achieved. And the parliamentary group emphasized on two main issues that they expect to happen. That is the compensation bit of the matter of the 10-point agenda, and the devolution issue, that they want monies increased to the devolved units, and they also want the people who are affected through post-election violence from 2017. That money must be put in the supplementary budget that is in Parliament, I think, from tomorrow. So those are two major issues they have emphasized, among other things, that contains the 10-point agenda, which they are going to receive on Tuesday, the 10th, in a broad-based parliamentary group meeting. So I think I've shared with you people, in short, what the parliamentary group resolved. And I think we can end it there, and we will continue updating you on progress that ODM is making as a party. As you are aware, ODM is the largest party in the region, south of Sahara and north of Limpopo. And we are going to make sure that this party remains united, and we are going to make sure that this party remains the biggest party in this country that will form government in the coming election, God willing. Thank you very much. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. That is the PG briefing after them having their meetings and coming up with a resolution about ODM and what they are going to do. Miguda, I think you got some information here, especially when it comes to PG. One of the things that I picked from it is about giving Oburu. They are just confirming what the NEC and the Central Committee had already agreed upon for them to start a negotiation with like-minded party, starting with the UDA. I don't know how UDA and ODM, they are like-minded or something that they share in common. So that is something that is going to be there. Another thing that I picked from the meeting was to, I start with to endorse the decision of the NEC, which include removal of Sifuna, you know that, and the Central Committee on the decision that they took. So another thing is strengthening the party to make it vibrant, maintain every parliamentary seat, which include for the both houses. And this talks about zoning if you want to expand it further, because they say that the ODM will maintain those parliamentary seats, and they say that there's no any other party that will think of that to interfere with their strength. Another thing is to the process of negotiation with the like-minded. I've also spoke about that, to endorse also to endorse or to have NDC on 27th of March. The party will give 21-day notice, and I don't know whether you know something about the 21 day. Who is going to give that 21 notice? If the party leader, like the Secretary General, who is Edwin Sifuna, will not give it, and who will be given the mandate? Because like as it stands, something that also we have to agree here, as it stands, the only two members of the officials in the party that are recognized by law as we speak today is Edwin Sifuna and Junet Mohammed. Simbarati, Osotsi, Abu Swamad, Gladys Wanga, Oburu Odinga, they are still on interim basis because their positions have to be confirmed by the NEC as it stands today. So that is also, we will see how it will be playing on the political. They also say that they are going to receive the report on 10th, which is going to be on Tuesday, and this means will be the broad-based parliamentary meeting that will be held at KICC. It means that President William Ruto and Oburu Odinga will be the leaders who are going to receive that report. So from that report, they will look at it and convey to the public what has been achieved and what has not been achieved and the way forward. So that is also something that he has spoken about. There's also compensation bit of it that they've talked about. That is something that they are also taking keen interest on, and the devolution issue, including the compensation of post-election violence in 2027, which Junet Mohammed said that it should be included in supplementary budget coming the next supplementary budget. So those are some of the things that I really picked. And notable was that Edwin Sifuna was missing and Babu Owino. Kaleba Misi, I think, was around, and Osotsi. I saw a photo, Omondi Karoli, Edwin Sifuna, and Babu Owino, I think so. They were at Ngeno's place today. So those are some of the things that I pick from the press that was held after the PG meeting of the Miguda. Your take?
Okay. It was expected.
Yeah.
And we knew that they were going to have NDC.
Yeah.
Because it has been a long-waited convention.
Yeah.
And the people have been waiting for it. And it was declared last month that it's going to be on 27th this month.
Mm.
They're going to have the NDC.
Yeah.
And also they have resolved other
Kindly,
things like
I
negotiating
don't
with
know.
William Ruto.
I don't know what is
But I want
happening
to
with.
broaden. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you're kind of like
I've lost my
you're breaking a little
internet.
bit.
I'm losing my internet. Can you hear me? I'm
Yes.
saying,
Yeah.
I'm saying, I'm saying like this is like there's a purge coming,
Mm-hmm.
and anybody who has a contrary opinion,
Mm-hmm.
they are going to do a purge in parliament. That's why they have insisted on broadening their strength in parliament. And in the negotiation they are going to undertake with UDA, one of the conditions they are going to place is that there should be zoning.
Yeah.
Zoning is going to be one of the major discussed issues in that negotiation
Mm-hmm.
because they feel that UDA should not plot candidates into their strongholds, audience
Yeah.
strongholds. At the same time, audience are also going to do so. So they are going to discuss about zoning,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why they are saying that it's going to be broadening their presence in parliament. The issue of 10-point agenda
Mm-hmm.
on 10th Tuesday, they're going
Mm-hmm.
to receive. That's just formality. They're just doing what called formal, but in the real sense, we know that nothing has happened,
Yeah.
and that is what we call politics. You know, politics sometimes is not accurate and correct the way you want it to flow. You
Mm-hmm.
might admire, like for instance, you might admire that you might want Kidero to be the governor of Nairobi, but
Yes.
Kidero will not become the governor of Nairobi. So sometimes also in politics you have to live with reality. Like you can want your candidate to win, but it's not going to win because of the dynamics and complication of politics. So sometimes you have to also agree that even at times in politics, for instance, like I've told you, Bro Benson, the
Mm-hmm.
issue of Junet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Junet Mohammed is being hated by many people. But
Mm.
the reality is Junet is going to be re-elected back to parliament. So such things, because Junet does not go to parliament because of the people or because of whatever. It's because of his money, you know?
Yeah.
His money is the one that propel him to parliament. So people like, let me tell you, Sudi. You might hate him, but
Yeah.
he's going to make a comeback.
A comeback.
So there are some circumstances and some reality in politics that we have to live those realities, that even though you might dislike me, but I have a way to follow to go to parliament. So I just want to conclude by saying the PG has been called in short notice
Yeah.
because they want to make it flow that on 10th and on 27th ADC. Because remember, even Orengo has insisted that on 10th, he will also formally exit broad-based. ODM will formally exit broad-based on 10th. So they want events to collide because, like Orengo has said, that they will declare that ODM must get out of broad-based. So they want also to make it formality that they are celebrating first anniversary. But remember
Yeah.
also, there's a problem here, Bro Benson.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big problem with ODM.
Yeah.
I heard them. They were attacking Orengo and they were insisting that Orengo should come back home and be advisor to Oburu. So it's very clear that Oburu must be advised. It's very clear that Oburu does not know how in
Mm-hmm.
politics. So I believe that, like I've told you, you might like Oburu,
Mm-hmm.
but you might want him to be the deputy president or the president.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some reality that Oburu cannot become the deputy. Oburu cannot become the president, and Oburu also cannot think for himself. There must be someone who must guide him. So to me, I believe that it's just a politics of the day, whereby
Mm-hmm.
perception, dynamics, also
Yeah.
events for politics, unfolding, and so on and so forth. But what I know right now, I'm receiving information
Mm-hmm.
that NDC will be there
Mm-hmm.
and Team Sifuna will be present.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Miguda, for that. And you know, from way I look at how the things are unfolding, especially with ODM. You know, ODM has been in the news headlines for quite some time, ever since Raila Odinga died and he was buried. So from there, ODM has been in the news line with all manner of issues that are within the party, leadership not agreeing, and you know, and the Linda Mwananchi. But there's something now is outstanding, especially in ODM. Before even we look at Junet Mohammed is I think is somebody that is working behind the scenes to push ODM. I remember when they had the rally in Migori. At some point, he was talking to Oburu. Luckily enough, they did not switch off the mic, and he was telling Oburu on how to talk about the in-law, because you know that Ida is coming from those sides of Migori, talking about those in-laws. And today also, there's something that happened, especially when at the PG. As much as they claim that Edwin Sifuna is the SG of the court, Omanyo did not read the resolution. It's Sifuna who read it. Why? That is something that we have to discuss about. Then another thing also that I witnessed was, especially when they were asked, especially Emilio Diambo, and they said that there was that they were kind of like hungry when Emilio Diambo and Junet Mohammed were asked questions about other members of the party who were not present in the meeting. You know, you'd see that. So as we stand now, ODM, there is nothing that like-minded. ODM has made their decision, especially the leadership of ODM, headed by Junet Mohammed, you know, that there's nothing like-minded. It's not even Kenya Kwanza. They've decided that they're going to work with the UDA. There's nothing like with other political parties. This other additional information that they are adding on those statements, those are the things to create that perception that they're talking with other political parties. But it stands because, like, as it stands right now, there's no any other political party that ODM can have a negotiation with apart from the UDA. Yeah. Also, let me take this opportunity to thank Goodia. I hope you're doing well. Makubura will be coming soon. Judith, also thank you so much for joining. So let's make record straight. ODM, especially the Oburu wing, has decided that they are going to work with the UDA. There is no negotiation about that, or there's no doubt about that. Secondly, the NDC that is going to happen, it's going to be very chaotic, even if the group of Edwin Sifuna will be. Remember, all this especially are micromanaged from State House. That is something that we know, because like they are running against time, so that's why they want to formalize. So at the end of the day, you will see the presence of the police officers in there, and the violence will come out. So that is something that we have to agree here. Another thing that also I'm asking about zoning. I know for a fact that the zoning will just be on paper, but in the real sense, there's a way in which the zoning will work, Miguda. It might not be a candidate from UDA, but it will be somebody who is party friendly to president. And they are going to win in these ODM zones. This is my prediction. They're going to win in these ODM zones because, first, how is ODM going to conduct their primaries nomination? Are they going to give the popular candidate, or they are going to give the candidates who are loyal to them? That's where the catch is. So that is what I think. I don't know. What is your take?
I want to be very clear. First, I want to agree with you that they are running against time. That's a fact.
Yeah.
They are running against time, and that's why they want to formalize things as soon as reasonably possible. But what I understand right now, ODM is not going to do what we call primaries, free, fair, transparent. ODM actually is going to reward the loyalists, and they are going to give people direct certificates. They will have the formality that we had a by-election or we had a nomination whereby there were gadgets, the people turn out, verification, people voted out, but they will have to program the system to favor their preferred choices. And let me tell you, should not shock you. The very people you are seeing today, these old guards, are going to be having ODM certificates, all of them, even the MCS. And that's now where the rubber will meet the road, because someone will come, the way you have said. But me, I was on a different view that UDA candidates, more so, UDA candidates might win against those people. But I don't know this your matrix of friendly parties to president. But let me just give it a bit. What I understand that the UDA candidates will win against the people of ODM into their stronghold. And when we talk about the issue of NDC, NDC, in my view, NDC will be there, and NDC will not happen. NDC will be chaotic, and they will take advantage of that chaos to make Oburu the party leader. That we call NDC. People, like what happened the other time, that Men in Black came in, the party was not organized, blah, 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 blah. Then the Babu team was supposed to take over. They never took over. Then the status quo retained. So they're going to retain the status quo right now. Oburu, Omanyo, and the team. So they will argue that the status quo should be there currently because there was no proper conduction. Because let me tell you, what will happen at the NDC is not a joke. The heavy presence of police officers, the way you have said, will be there. And this is power. And this people are going to grab power. Oburu team will be there, and the lieutenants will be there. People like Junet, Otieno Kajwang will be there with their youths trying to protect Oburu. But remember, Sifuna and Babu will also come with their goons as well. So they will not back off because of the police officers, because that way we are going to portray cowardice, and you don't want to, people you should be brave and bold for you to convince your followers. So they will be there. Everybody will be there. And what I know the heart of these people. These people, they will be there with their supporters. And I'm predicting that they will be there. They will be chaotic, because if the police are present, of course there will be tear gas and many other things. So it won't happen. That's why right now they're very courageous and insisting that it will be on 27th, and they are going to confirm it in the 21 days. Now, my issue is, the way you have said, who is this person who is going to confirm the NDC because Sifuna has been relieved from his duties? I believe that they just use the current SG, Omanyo, to confirm the NDC. There are some realities that we have to live with, Brother Benson, as we make progress. There are issues like ODM and UD arrangement.
Yeah.
These things are real, and ODM is going to work with the UDA. That's a sure bet. And even if they are saying they are going to talk with the like-minded people, starting negotiate with UDA as they progress to other political parties, in fact, they will stop at UDA. Once they have negotiated with UDA and come to a consensus,
No,
they will not proceed.
They have everything. Miguda, sorry for cutting you. Everything that's happening is already is just a confirmation. It's a confirmation. There's nothing new. What do you think, for instance, that ODM and UDA are going to negotiate about?
There's nothing different they're going to negotiate about. Okay, they're going to formalize already what they have been agreeing. They just formalize whatever they have agreed upon. I think that's why Oburu was saying wanataka power, or Oburu was saying that they are not going to fill the deputy president position because already Ruto has told them that no DP for you people. We can agree on the parastatals and CS, but DP and president, me and Kindiki, they're going to do with Kindiki. And I think that is well noted. But I also heard people are saying that if they don't get the DP, they will walk out. That's a lie. They won't. Like right now, you're just saying Caliber, Missy, and Dosorsi were there. What is their motive? And this they have been team ground. You get the point. So this sometimes also, as we discuss these issues, we must give room to definition of politics. Politics is not that rigidity whereby there's that room for flexibility sometimes. And also there's this issue of interest. We cannot outrule it, that it's never interest. Some people, actually, they will be with you almost to the very last moment, but you will not see them when you need them. Like this issue of NDC, but I found that now it was only Babu Sifuna show. Everybody will go back to Oburu, and things will move on. So that's how sometimes you just have to give room to flexibility in politics.
All right, thank you so much. And Godia saying yes, Judith Kawitha I was because you're too up. Okay, you out. I have been trying to. Yes, you can send through that. Then you can just let me know through SMS. Then I can do it. Godia, it's okay with me. So Miguda, there's something that also we have to look at and tells you and give you like the overview on how all this that is happening are formalities. Look at now, let us come to the 10-point agenda. The 10-point agenda, in it, the first on the list was the implementation of NADCO report. And if you look at NADCO report, had almost like around 5, including lowering cost of living, which the government say that they are the government, they will see on how to work on it. Secondly, we are talking about the flamboyant, especially how the members of both parliament or the executive was traveling abroad and using a lot of money. Remember the other day report showed the money that Deputy President Kithure Kindiki spent just only on domestic, especially with the chopper. That was a lot. And also there was also that reduction on the number of people who are going for international trips and all that. And that was just on the NADCO report. Talk about the offices that they wanted to create. And when you talk about those offices, some of them were touching on the issues that can only be answered through referendum. So tell me, especially, even if we just only pick the NADCO report, which one has been actualized within this period of 1 year? Even you, if you do assessment as a Kenyan, forget about what maybe the members of parliament will tell you on what has been written down and say that, okay, the cost of living has gone down. You as a public or as a voter in Kenya, have you kind of like got the feeling that the cost of living has gone down? Come to the issues to do with police brutality, what has really changed? Because we are still seeing where we saw what happened in Nandi the other day when the guys were playing pool, and what happened, the police came. We saw the other one just recently, was it in Kiambu? All those interaction, we saw that. In your own assessment, even if you want to look at it, is there something that you can point out that the 10-point agenda actually has proved that it has worked, or there's a process, or there's in a process that it is working, Mr. Miguda?
I don't think so. There's no progress. There's no process of 10-point agenda because, just like we have said, the police, I don't understand. I don't know, they're getting instruction from their bosses, or they're just doing it deliberately, or that's their own work intentionally. Because I don't understand how a police officer does not get it that you get a people playing pool table, then you arrest them. So
And you beat
how are
them.
you going to charge? You beat them. How are you going to charge these people in the court of laws? How are you going to charge these people? Under which offense have they committed? I fail to understand. And police officers, they deal with the criminals. I don't understand how people playing pool table are criminals. I don't get it today. And you saw the PS for internal security went there and impressed them. In fact, purchased for them tables and even the balls. So I don't understand how this thing result to criminal offense, arrest, beating. Up to now, I don't get it right. I need to be explained. Somebody should come and explain for me. That's what I'm telling you. I don't know whether these people understand Kenya we are, or Kenya we want, or they're getting instruction from their bosses. I feel understand, because if you talk about 10-point agenda, how do you want to execute this 10-point agenda, or you want to implement it, and we have such characters like the police officers? How are you going to implement this issue? And we have such things like you saw what happened. Like I told you, our brother was killed. I think you know the story. Our bro, our bro with Kevin. You know that guy. We were staying with him in the same house for a quite long time. So he's our brother. He's our brother. So look at this mysterious death surrounding our brother and many other things. We are not safe. There's no even CCTV footage. And you want to think that 10-point agenda has been implemented by who? Which country? So I want to outrule it. If there's nothing they have done, even if they want to take a political mileage, to me, I distance myself with them that 10-point agenda has not been implemented. Even let me give you, even in the next 2 months, even during NDC, let me take this month at the NDC, they will shoot somebody. The police officer will shoot somebody. So how do you say that it has been implemented? So I don't believe with those formalities and those theories. What is at stake is that also we are not forcing them to implement it because we are not there. But there are things that must be done right. You cannot bring a 10-point agenda playing with people's mind that now let's focus on this issue, driving our attention towards 10-point agenda. Now we lose focus on advocating for good governance. They were tricky. They're trying to gauge your mind. Focus on 10-point agenda. As we are busy looting the country, focus on 10-point agenda. As we are busy excluding other tribes, you focus on 10-point agenda. As we are busy making deals with the Oburu and the ODM people. So you get the point. So they want to engage you to 10-point agenda, medical report. Right now, they're engaging you about NDC, broadening parliamentary strength, and so on and so forth. But what is at stake is not being discussed. What is at stake is not being discussed in this country. Even the president, president is very cunning. The president has been busy with the people in the rally, engaging people, seeking what affordable housing, barabara. But back in his mind, he's aware that is unpopular. He's aware that is not working. So he just want to gauge you, keep you busy, and shift your focus to his own thoughts and his own activities. Whereas there are things that are pressing right now. Like I told you the other day, we discussed here the issue of admission. The grade 10 pupils who are admitted.
Yeah.
Up to right now, the order which was given out by president that they should report without uniforms and school fees, they haven't report. So you get the point. There are things that are pressing Kenyan people. So I think until we be sober as a country, and we redefine our politics and we redefine our governance. But if we cannot have this pace which has been set by the current regime and the president, that even if you have a new regime, they continue this pace is not leading us anywhere.
I will be very particular, especially on that 10th. I want to know the report on what they are going to write about corruption, especially. And because that was one of the agendas too, in the pact that was signed by the Right Honorable Prime Minister with President William Ruto. The other day, we lost almost a big money in SHA, and there is no culprit that has been brought to book. There's so much that is happening today. Also, I was just reading the Daily, and there is the issue of Adani coming in, and you wonder, you ask yourself, how do we learn, especially as a country? For instance, if to say that, okay, you want to expand the airport, which is a very good idea, because like you want for your airport to be like an international hub, especially like a connector to the world destination. But like you were talking to this contractor, and there's a questionable um, characters, or there's that questions that people are questioning this contractor. Why then can you look for somebody who can give a better deal and forget about this person? Because like you read the papers and you find on how it's still coming back in a way that even the Kenyan themselves like do not realize. So I want to know, and I will be very keen to read on what the committee has done on the corruption and what have they achieved, especially because remember, Kenya is among, I think there are only 2 countries that has like anti-corruption unit, yet corruption still thrives. So that is something that I will be interested to see on how the experts has really done it here. Then let's talk about the broad-based meeting that will take place at KICC. Broad-based parliamentary meetings. Remember the other day when they had this broad-based parliamentary meetings, when Raila Amolo Odinga was there, the members of parliament were not very happy, especially on how they were addressed by the president. Remember, that is when president talked about the extortions that were coming from members of it, including the committees. So, what do you expect on this that is going to take place on KICC?
I don't expect much because first, at the KICC, the UD and ODM PG, they are going to be bribed. They are going to be given per diems for that day. So once they have been given money, they will not have a view. President can have the entire show. President will call the shots. He will say what he wants to say, and you carry the day. No one will be contradicting the president's position. As you know, if you contradict his position, you are a rebel. So I don't think there's much we are going to expect. Me, I've never seen anything new with these PGs, whatever. Even what United is saying today and the team, nothing is new. 10-point agenda, NDC, these are just recycling ideas, broadening our parliamentary strength. These are things which were said by Raila, they were said by Jaramogi. If you go to the history, so these people, they're not creative, they're not new people, they don't have new ideas. They just want to recycle you, make you just believe in history, and they don't want to live with the realities. They don't want to expand your mind. They just want you to be stagnant. Where Jaramogi left us, where Raila left us, now we are there with them together. So how are we going to make progress as a community? What I want to say is this: in the PG between the ODM and UDA, expect nothing. Just praise and worship team. They will praise and worship William Ruto. After praise and worship William Ruto, William Ruto will come and also anoint them with the oil, the cash, you understand? So they will keep on having the issues going on and going forth. What I know, William Ruto will just take advantage of the situation because people will be concentrating on the televisions or the social media. He will use that platform to campaign. First, he will use that platform to talk about affordable housing. He will use that platform to talk about the 10-point agenda, but he will not touch about police brutality. He will not touch about demonstration. He will not touch those things. He will just be concentrating on his own views like affordable housing, infrastructure, SHA, and so on and so forth. So that's how behind we are as a country, as a nation. And those are our legislature, the elites, the people who are shaping the opinion for the nation. So you get the point.
We call them the opinion shapers.
The opinion shapers are the one misleading non-opinion shapers. So what was the ground, the people in the ground like us,
Yeah.
we are not elites, we are
Yeah.
not shaping any opinion. They are misleading us. How do you? So they are the people, instead of them shaping for us opinion, we shape for them. We redefine for them the policy, but they should do that role. They have that duty. The August House, the Parliament, the judiciary, the executive. They're the
Executive.
people who should be shaping opinion for the subjects, but it's the other way around. In the
Yeah.
subjects who shape opinion for the king.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Miguda. And this is Brother Benson. If you're watching us for the very first time, you can subscribe to the channel. So when we have a conversation like this, the YouTube will notify you so you can join us. And you can also share with us your opinion on the comment section so that we also know what you think about what is happening in the country, the ODMPG meetings, giving the Oburu go ahead to have a conversation with the like-minded parties, including starting with the UDA, talking about the zoning and also talking about endorsing the meeting that was held by the NEC and the Central Committee, among them including the removal of Sifuna as a member of as the SG of the party. So those are some of the things that we are talking about. You know, Miguda, let's come to the some two issues that Junet Mohammed really emphasized that they're going to look at, especially on that broad-based parliamentary meeting when the report will be handed over to them. He talked about the compensation, especially of the PIV, the post-election violence starting from 2017, including the Gen Z. But there's something that Junet did not mention about the justice, because we are just only talking about the compensation, but we are not getting no information about the justice, especially the perpetrators of the violence or the perpetrators of those who maybe maimed, or for instance, they killed, the Kenyans. Remember when there was a Sufuria movement, especially from Nyalenda, where we call it Lower Milimani, that is where in Kisumu, where uh, we connect so much with, because that's where I stay. You know, there we could see the video surfacing on the online on how some of them were taken from the house and beaten outside. Some of them lost their life. We are not getting the we are only get the compensation, but the justice part of it is so silent. Why do you think so?
Justice part of it is silent because you understand the state were responsible, and to be particular the police officers, because
Yeah.
there was no civilian who actually pull a trigger to a fellow civilian. The trigger came from the officers, the people who were maintaining law and order. When people were demonstrating, pushing them towards the wall, they decided to use alternative firearms by shooting at the people. And you
Yeah.
saw the way people were shot. So I believe that if you concentrate on the justice, you are going to be, the state will be liable, and the responsibility is going to be vested into them. So they are trying to get rid of the responsibility, and they're trying to make it look like, okay, the victims has been sorted out, and right now the victims are contented. So there's no issue of people crying out loud for the justice. For who? And the victims has been sorted. You, were you shot? You, were you killed? You, were you injured? If you were never injured, you were never shot, you were never killed, and we have sorted the victims. What do you want? Which justice are you going to talk about?
Yes.
But that is a different definition of justice. Justice, we have, we know how to define it, and very clearly that it should be done to everybody, irrespective of your status. So be it even if you're a police officer, be it you are the president or the states for internal security, but you commit crime against humanity in whatever capacity, there's that need for justice for that victim. But right now, they are just doing what we call compensation, but you don't even understand the criteria of compensation these people. If we could have reached into a court of law, a court of law could have made a decision. Maybe the perpetrator could have been apprehended, perpetrator can be convicted. After conviction, perpetrator, after being convicted at the same time, the victim is being compensated. So you are convicting a perpetrator, at the same time you are compensating a victim. But yes, it's a scenario whereby you compensate a victim, but the perpetrator is working freely. So to me, that's not justice.
So, so maybe in our sphere of politics, especially when we are looking at the arrangement of the broad-based government, they have their own definition of justice. Especially, it is a compensation of the victims without perpetrators being brought to book. That to them
exactly.
Exactly.
That's how they define justice, and also they define justice like I don't know this person. I don't know. He was a Greek philosopher who defined justice as I do good to my friends and I do evil to my enemies, and that's my justice. There was one philosopher who defined justice as doing good to my buddies and doing evil to my enemies, and that to me is justice. So I don't care whether you are my enemy in whatever circumstances you are undergoing. That's up to you. You are my enemy, I'm doing evil to you. You are my friend, I'm doing good to you. To him, that was justice. So to broad base ODM and UDA, the definition of justice is that compensate the victim, but perpetrator should walk free. That is justice. So they decide on how to define justice.
Do you think that, especially in our country, we've monitorized everything that happens? Because like everything that we do, be it that we want to go for a rally, money has to play a part. Be it that you do not agree with somebody on some issue, then they have to come and give you some money so that you can change your mind. Like we are monitorizing anything to make decision go our own way, and that's how our order of the day.
You know, Brother Benson, let me just tell you a story. You know, I was on the Linda ground, and I was on the Linda ground. I was undercover. You know what happened? The Linda ground. They were actually me. I was in the right table where the decisions were being made. You know, you meet at night. You plan. So before meeting at night, they meet people. They gave people one case. I was not available. I was having information. So around 7:30, I went where they were. And Ayaga could be here because Ayaga has been chest stamping. And I was telling Ayaga, this is politics. You don't need to be too hard on somebody. The people you see we are talking against, they're our friends, like I've told you. They're our friends. So the fact that you are my friend, I don't have a duty to protect you. When you are wrong, I have a duty to correct you. So when I went where my friends were, they organized. They are big men in ODM. So after they have organized, you remember they were giving people. So the following day, because I told I was undercover, I had to wait up to noon. So I dressed up. I went to the rally. Everybody attending that rally was given 1K. I will get to the point.
That's a lot of
the point. I get the point. Everybody was given 1K. And I can testify as a witness in a court of law because I got overwhelmed evidence. So everybody, mark my word, everybody, be it a child, old person, everyone was given 1K in the ground. And there was 1K given to the people previous day, the people who received the leaders. So there was a friend of mine who actually got 6Ks. That whole day, because you can go twice or thrice, or it depends on your strength.
Your strength, yes.
And let me tell you, So after the rally was over, because we are privy to the information, we were told that only one legislature, the noisemaker amongst them, spent 4 million on that day alone.
On that day alone.
One lawmaker spent 4 million.
Let me ask you, Miguda, on that rally, let's say that one lawmaker, as you say, that spent 4 million. At the same time, we have a bridge that connects Migori and the other side was swept by the rains when the River Kuja breaks its banks, you know. And I don't know, you are in Migori. What is the status of that bridge?
It is not the way people are saying it. You know, like I've told you, the primary information, secondary information are quite different. It's not pathetic that it cannot be used. What happened? The bridge is steady. What happened is that it is at the entrance. The water just pull away a certain sand, but the bridge is still. The bridge is still the way it is. So,
but wait, Miguda, but you know, if you want to be proactive in terms of engineering knowledge, especially when you bring an engineer on site and something like that one happens, it means it is not as strong as it used to be. There's that weak part of it. So like there's something that should be done about it, though.
There's no weak part of it, bro Ben. So what happened is that there is this side where people are using the footpath.
Yeah.
So when you are exiting on your way to Suna West.
Yes.
So at the end of your exit at the footpath, the sand that connect the steel.
Is that the concrete? Is it the concrete?
No, not the concrete. The concrete are steel. That's what it is. There's steel. The sand that connect the steel and the road.
Yes.
That sand was swept away by the water on the footpath. Remember what I'm telling you. But on the highway, nothing happened. So, so if for you to cross the footpath at your exit, it will force you to jump to the other side.
Okay.
But the bridge is still, nothing happened to the bridge. So you just jump. So they are avoiding it because if you can jump, some people can fall inside the river. So they have closed it. And let me answer your question.
Yeah.
4 million was spent by one lawmaker in that rally. And he was asked by the people. By the people. People power.
Power.
The Raja, the bridge. Then he said, we are in progress, government. The CS for transport will come here on Tuesday. Today is Tuesday.
Yeah.
So today I went far away. I don't know what's happened on the ground. So today the CS for transport was supposed to be in Migori.
Yeah.
To inspect the bridge and give way forward. And by good luck, that very day the CS for finance was there. So they were asking him, Mr. Jobadi, allocate now. Allocate now. You are the CS, just allocate.
You know,
just allocate now.
Miguda.
Yes.
Before let me then we will invite. I see Makobura is here. You know, when you look at how government works, the government works like even in Migori, they are especially the engineers who should always be the inspectors, even in the counties, who can give the status of such bridge when something that one like that happens. But you know, sometimes you wait until the minister or the CS for transport comes to the site. The CS that you're talking about maybe does not have any background, especially when it comes to the construction. He's not an engineer, you know. He's not an engineer, you know. So even with him coming, what is it going to do? Because a typical example, last week there was an explainer with Yvonne Okwara with Wandai, and I hope you watched the interview. And it was not convincing, especially from Opiyo Wandai's side. You know, take this incident, especially What now could be the role of that CS coming to do? Just coming to see.
Okay. So that's why I'm telling you. The people power, ask, then ask, Daraja, bridge. Then the lawmaker was the one on the microphone. He'll say, okay, who's the minister for roads? We'll bring him here and do those stuffs. But remember, initially, the Kenha already has closed it.
Yeah.
Has closed it until further notice. The Kenha closed the bridge. So they were asking Badi that to allocate very fast because they're in progress. Like you have said, they have spent 4 million bribing people. What about the bridge? And the people were saying it must go through executive, through allocation, through budget process for it to be corrected. But I still disagree because if they can have such monies to bribe people, that bridge alone cannot spend even in my knowledge, from the knowledge I have, it needs like 100 million for it to be stable. But remember, it is still strong. Even the that's where we used yesterday. So today I've been away. I don't know what happened. I don't know whether the CS came or if they were just propaganda in politics. So up now, I don't have the information. So what I was trying to report to you people is that the rate at which bribery is going on in this country. Just a typical example I've given you. You know, me, I've been attending this issue. Even there was a time I attended William Ruto's function somewhere in this country. I also went there undercover. So when I went there, people were there, youths came. You know, first, what they do, you come, you take your meal. After taking your meal, you sit, then after addressing you, then Ruto left for the youth 20 million that everybody was supposed to be given 3Ks that time. So remember, you came, your area MP sponsored you with the bus, you came, then you go back to the bus. At the same time, you are being given 3K to avail your audience to Mr. President. So what I was trying to explain to our viewers and also to the media is that it is true and it is reality.
Yes.
The bribery is on. This political bribe. And if you see people gathering, and I want to send this to the young people who are watching this channel, and even to my good friend and my brother Oburu. Oburu, next time, if there's demonstration or any gathering, don't just pop out without know-how. There are people who have been mobilized in prayer. They do what we call mobilization in prayer. Even those demonstrations which happen, there are people who are being bribed, they're being mobilized with money. So you might come out of goodwill that you want to protect the constitution and the flag of the country, but that's not the case. You are there genuine on the street, but most of the people in the front line have been paid to do that activities. And just like I've told you, I went to the rally, I went to the rally around noon. Everybody, not a good number of people were paid. So if you go there and start shouting Linda Ground, you are shouting Linda Ground on which perspective? Were you paid or not? So to the young people, we need to be very careful that whenever there's anything like Linda Ground, Linda Wananchi, demonstration, Nyota, you must be very careful. Have you been mobilized to attend it, or you're just there by the fact that you are a young person trying to be genuine? But then, and remember, even these people who are genuine are the ones which are being shot by the police officers. But the people who are mobilized, they usually know how to do. So I realize that if you see any crowd or gathering, do your due diligence. You'll find that that politician has mobilized that crowd.
Okay, thank you so much, and thank you so much, so much. I see my good brothers are here. That is Makobura and Musimamo. And before I give them an opportunity, which I'll start with Makobura, I just want to give them a preview of what we were discussing. My gentlemen, we were talking about the PG that just took place a few hours ago within the parliamentary buildings for ODM, and they came up with the resolutions. One of the resolutions was to endorse the NDC and the NDC and the Central Committee resolutions remember among them include the removal of Sifuna and also given Oburu the power to start negotiating with ODM. Again, Junet Mohammed talked about the strengthening of the party and maintain the parliamentary seat, that is for the both houses, that is for the Senate and ODM. And if you look at it keenly, that is about zoning. And they say that they are not going to negotiate that with any party. So the areas that ODM dominance, especially if they're having negotiation with the UDA, if to say the UDA will not field candidates in those areas. So that is one of the things that they agreed. Among other, they agree they endorse the process of negotiation with like-minded parties in starting with UDA. So that is also a resolution that they had. They also had a resolution to have a NDC on 27th March. Party will give 21 days notice. So that is also some of the resolution. Another resolution is receive the report on 10-point agenda. Tuesday, that is going to be on 10th with a broad-based parliamentary meeting that will be held in KICC. Junet talked about compensation and he was very categorical about the post-election violence of 2027, and he insisted that the money should be placed in the supplementary budget that is coming, and also they talked about the devolution. So that is the summary of the NDC for ODM. So let me start with you, Makobura. What would be your take? Hello, Makobura.
Thank you so much. Allow me to first take this opportunity to just say hi first to the team and to acknowledge the presence of our good friends Judith, Gudia,
Napenda
Shaima,
kupata kwa mbali ndugu yangu, mimi sikupati clear kabisa.
amongst others. Benson, kindly confirm if I'm not very much audible.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Songea kidogo kwa okay.
Okay. Yeah, so sorry for that. I'm saying that allow me to first acknowledge the presence of our good friends and to just tell everyone who is watching that we really love them, especially taking time to join us. It's an honor that they've always given to us, and we don't take it for granted. About the ODM NDC, this is something that already had been decided by ODM. And so if you see the kind of moves that they've given their views on, it is as clear as the exact things that they had talked about. And so this NDC was just a way of confirming that, I was hearing a lot of noise from his side. This NDC was just a way of confirming the main political stance that had been taken by the party leader, that is starting from the Dr. Oburu Odinga. Remember, part of the reason why the likes of Edwin Sifuna, Babu Owino are being thrown away is because of the person. It is actually not the party interest, if you ask me, because if it was the party interest, that we would have seen a situation where these leaders would get to the field, hear the views of the people, and possibly give or make a decision based on the views of the people. But in this instant, I can say that this wasn't the position of party, because my understanding, based on the fact that Raila, not once but several times, came out and said that this is a party of the people, and before any decision is made, the people has to be involved. Before NDC finalizes on something, the views of the people has to be first taken or consulted. But in many instances, we did see this, and that is why I want to say that all this
No,
was just a rubber stamp.
Makobura,
Yes,
is there a way you can quantify and say that the people were not consulted? Because like
of
even those
course, I can
who are
give quite a
supporting
number of scenarios.
even those who are supporting Oburu Odinga, they are deemed to be ODM members,
Let me give quite a number of scenarios. First,
Mm,
remember immediately Raila Amolo Odinga died.
mhm,
We have, as much as personally I'm not part of ODM, but I've had the privilege of getting to understand what the constitution of that particular party says. It does not say that when the party leader dies, then his brother is the one who is supposed to be appointed as the acting party leader. And before that, it should be done without consultation of the people. We didn't see even consultation of members of ODM themselves. We didn't see these things are on. We have leaders. Even the Secretary General himself was not consulted. The deputy party leaders, some of them were not consulted, and it is a decision that was made on a rush without getting to understand first the views of the top organ of the party, getting the views of the people. Well, let us assume that Raila died, yes, and that this move was one to just place or as a way of not leaving a vacuum. Well, after the death, then what we ought to have seen is maybe deputy party leader, of whom we had three: Governor Simbarati, the governor of Mombasa, and the Senator Rob Vihiga. We expected one or all of them to be elevated as the acting party leaders, as we, the people of Kenya, and partly the people who are supporting ODM, would be then waiting for the nominations to take place and elections. Let me just say this: ODM has a long been a pillar of opposition politics in Kenya. The ADC, it's the highest decision-making organ in that party, and of course, based on the constitution of that particular party. And of course, that is where key party decisions are making and even directions are made. The question is, who then decided that the party leader would be the brother to Raila Amolo Odinga? There was no any NDC that was called to do that. So this year's NDC isn't just a routine. It's about legitimacy. We can call it leadership and whether ODM must stay united. But again, if I talk about the leadership debate, I can
mhm,
say that one side
mhm,
on one side, we have a younger leader, the likes of Edwin Sifuna, Babu, Owino, pushing for change and renewal. They're arguing that ODM needs fresh energy to stay relevant, of which I totally agree with that,
mhm,
because ODM is a party that has always come out to be, a party with energy. Look at the many times that Raila would rebrand and come with a lot of energy. That energy, we are not seeing it in Dr. Buru Oginga. We are not seeing it in that movement that is currently following Dr. Buru. So on this other side, that we are seeing Dr. Buru insisting that leadership must be defended through the NDC process, not through public pressure. Raila made the people believe that it is through the public pressure that leadership would be agreed, and that was to him, as much as of course the NDC is the top organ, but the public pressure made more relevance and more views in terms of the political standing. So we are seeing Oburu here is calling for respect for the party structures, of which the question that is then coming: how would you respect the party structures if you yourself are not following the due process that has been laid by the constitution and of course the party? So this isn't just about personalities. To me, it's a generational clash between reformers and of course the seasoned leadership, where we are seeing the likes of Sifuna and Babu as reformers, But again, we also see this season leadership, that is the likes of Oburu, who are trying to force people that they have no other alternative but to adhere to to adhere to the views, the stance that have currently been taken.
So let me ask you, Makubura, in the event that ODM could have followed the due process, and this due process could have given Oburu the party leader, would that one be? Would we say then that ODM did a good job, or it's the personality of Oburu Odinga? Is it the process or the personality?
Depend. Let me give you. I know. Let me give you my view. I know you've got brothers or sisters,
Yeah.
and maybe let me just use this. Let me use which company? Let me just use which company now? No, I'll not use any company. Let me just give my general view. In the scenario that you've given, I can assure you one thing: it would not have been possible for the people of ODM to easily elect Dr. Buru Odinga as the party leader. One, because he's of his age. Remember, Dr. Buru Odinga is actually older than Raila Amolo Odinga. And what ODM has always stood for, ODM has always championed for new people, new energy, new blood, and all those kind of things. And again, the society or the environment cannot entertain the pace at which Dr. Buru Odinga is driving this particular movement. I am quite sure if the NDC was called and that everybody who had their views, who had their interest would be placed on the table. And again, without fear or favor of whether you are coming from this side or this side, but with keenly looking at who has the mandate to lead. I can assure you Dr. Buradinga would not have gotten the opportunity to lead. But the scenario that we are currently seeing is he's been given this opportunity because he is Raila Amolo Odinga's brother. He's been given this opportunity because of sympathy. He's been given this opportunity because majority of the close allies or the top political leaders are currently vulnerable and they are fearful. They are fearful of the fact that they have not performed and that if they are left in the hands of someone else, politically they are going to politically they are going to get finished. But again, the implication of ODM for ODM and Kenya, we've seen grassroots supporters are watching closely, and we are also seeing the NDC is unifying the party or even deepening. I can say they are deepening the division because they are not standing by the supporters who are closely watching. But again, ODM's credibility as the opposition is at stake. So many times Raila made the ODM look like a political party that had a political stand. But if the NDC failed to resolve the dispute, of which majority of people expected that this NDC will come out with a solution or to solve the problems that are currently being faced by this particular party, I can say that it risks weakening the party's voice in the national politics. Even these things that they are coming out to say that they are having conversation with the UDA, I can tell you, UDA will not throw them away. But I know UDA and I know I've been around and I've studied politics keenly. I can assure you that William Samoei Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, knows and is a good political leader who understands and knows how to play with the minds around. He will play with the minds of these leaders of ODM till the last minute. At the last minute, they will have no any other alternative, and they will not be able to make a reverse gear. And at that particular moment, I can tell you it will not be easy for them. So even this NDC confirming this, I can tell you it's going to weaken this political party, and at the right time, they will have no voice. Those things that they are following up, or the position of CS and all those things will never be there because the question they will be asked is, what have you brought? How many people have you brought? But I can tell you they're not going to bring maximum as per the expectation of the president. But for the ordinary Kenyans, this isn't just about ODM. It's all about whether opposition politics can remain strong enough to hold government accountable, and that is why we are seeing majority of young people have started pushing for Edwin Sifuna to come out and possibly fight to ensure that he remains relevant in this particular political environment, and again as they bring forth their political views.
All right, for you, especially for you in ideal situation, where do you think ODM or where do you think, especially in ideal situation, where do you think ODM should be at this particular moment in time, or should start negotiating with who? Because one of their one of their priorities is to form the next government, whether them or UDA. But they are seeing the best that they can have the government is by working with UDA. That is currently the administration who are enjoying the
Yeah.
power. So we feel that. So in this situation, where do you think ODM could have gone to?
My genuine opinion.
Your genuine opinion.
My genuine opinion. This is not the right time, if you ask me, to start the negotiation.
So what
And
could
these
have
are
been
the reasons. These are the reasons why I'm saying so. It is not the right time because ODM has always been around. ODM has always made the political directions, more so at the opposition level. And ODM has always been a strong political party. Actually, in the Republic of Kenya, majority of people have always been waiting. What is the next move for ODM? What is the next direction that ODM is going to take? And whenever ODM has always denied these other political parties from knowing the next move. And this is part of the reason why they've always been very effective in matters to do with the final decision making. And of course, the political directions that they've always taken. Look at, for example, Wipe has also always partly tried following ODM. And you remember the last time when look at the last two general election, look at 2017. You remember Wiper wanted to go it alone. Then people really did not know where Wiper was standing until they made the last move and said that we are here to Konababa. You remember? Then you remember when the earthquake thing came?
Yeah.
That was in 2017. Look at that. Very key. And that made them, when you're going for the negotiations at the last minute, normally it gives you the power. And that is the time where you can be given a bigger chunk of what you want because you're the person who is going to make the final decision.
Yeah.
So if you put that in consideration, and again, ODM with the problems and the challenges they faced, it was not good for them to make this political stand early enough because it will make it vulnerable in the faces of others. And of course, remember, this is a political party that has always been on the position. So them aligning with the government comes with some negativity, and that will give these other political parties. Remember, ODM presented a presidential election last time against William Samoei Ruto. So when they're seen combining together, then that narrative of them making these decisions and maybe following one direction would then come that these guys were brainwashing, and that then comes out as the political leaders, as much as they are in opposition or government, they are always in the system and they don't come with good genuine intentions of solving the problems of the people.
All right. Thank you so much, Marco Bura. But maybe in brief, if you can be very brief on this, do you think that maybe ODM is rewriting the history because they've been doing this for quite several times, but they've never had the power? They have to wait until the next government come in place, then they negotiate by making all these coalitions and all this memorandum of understanding. But this time around, they want to get it right by saying, okay, let's start to have it so early enough so that we are guaranteed that we are going to be in the government.
Just like I've said, it is a wrong move. It is not always good making these moves earlier because I can tell you, well, ODM has joined. There's another political party that might then come, and that political party is going to bargain for something bigger, as even if they're a smaller party, because they will be needed at the last minute. You know, if you give in mapema, it gives other people, those people, the opportunity to to group and to take political stance.
Okay.
And then they will be able to see where this win will go. And based on that, even if you have the smallest political party, that is why you see the likes of the current speaker, Wetangula. He's a speaker, not because he came from a big political party, but they came at the last minute.
Yeah.
When look at the likes of let me give you a good example. This Mutua, you remember Mutua? He came at the last minute, and what did he get? Look at the Senate Speaker. He came at the last minute, and what did he get? You see? So it always comes with some advantage. If you bring yourself, ni vile tu kwa kama kwa Biblia, if you remember the story of Jesus, when the first miracle that Jesus did make at the wedding at Cana, you know, when there was the wine that had been presented before the visitors, they took the wine, but of course the wine was not really of good quality. And so when Jesus, made the right wine, and they were like, why did you took too long to serve this nice wine? The last thing has always had the value. And that is how they got that.
Alright, asante sana Makubura kwa maoni yako, na pia nataka kuchukua nafasi hii kushukuru wale ambao wamekuwa na sisi katika kipindi wakati tulianza mpaka saizi tunafika utamati ama tunafika mwisho wa mazungumzo yetu. Mimi nataka kuchukua nafasi hii kushukuru vile vile wale ambao pia wametoa mchango wao pale. Na kesho pia nadhani tutakuwa na mazungumzo kuhusiana sasa na mambo ya Jalango, kwa sababu naona kwamba Jalanga anapigiwa debe sana na Rais William Ruto. Leo walikuwa pale sehemu za Dagoretti akampigia debe, na ni jambo hili linakaa ni kama ile mbinu labda rais anatumia ama wanataka kutumia kuhakikisha kwamba Sifuna kwa uchaguzi ambao inakuja atakuwa anapatikana katika debe ama atakuwa ako katika seneti na mambo kama hizo. Sasa itakuwa ni watu wa Nairobi wenyewe wataamua. Sasa kesho jiunge na mimi na wenzangu hapa tukijadili hayo. Kwa hayo machache mimi nasema Mungu abariki, tuonane tena katika kipindi ijayo hapa ndio sisi tupo. Asanteni sana.